This one's a good amount of time. I haven't done a Dorado yet. It's a Masters game too, which is actually kind of nice. So we have a little bit more of an advanced game here, which means that if the mistakes do happen, it's going to be good to fix. Let's get it, baby. 1 and 4. And it's a Twitch one, so it's going to be a little bit different.
Nothing much, dude. Just winning games.
Hell yeah, dude.
Beautiful voice. Beautiful voice.
Maybe one day I'll win a game.
Give me a second to get behind these guys before you start.
I'll just say it now before I start. Fetsy, thank you so much for welcoming Zape with that tier 1. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the gifted sub. Super kind to you. All right, let's get it. Here we go. This is the game here. The reason why everything looks weird is because for some reason he has a webcam up on his thing, so you see his top of his forehead and then a Philly logo. It's pretty good.
Genji main top.
Okay. Genji main top. I like it.
They have a 1-3-2.
And this is a Masters game here, so on the card, take top right now if you want to do that, or you can go underneath control with the Winston instead of like a little bit delayed here on the jump in, which is why he didn't eat the grenade here. So this is a mistake that I've been making a ton on D.Va recently, and I'm starting to realize that when you're playing D.Va, the last thing you need to really be doing is pushing the card as much as you are. So if you're going to do something, take top right control, kind of near the bridge, and kind of like hold that and then jump across, or get underneath control with your Winston and dive together. I've been letting my Winstons die too much, so I made an adjustment recently on Dorado where I started to set myself up early so that way I could dive with the Winston up high ground rather than show up delayed. And if you looked at the Winston got naded and could die here. Whether or not he doesn't die, it was still very risky, and they did get a lot of ult charge, and you could have actually fixed that. So anyway.
-1.
Now he's going up high ground, taking it, and he's going to get the Ana kill, which is fine. But I still feel like, once again, if you can get a really clean map control dive on first point Dorado, you have way better, like, you have a way bigger opportunity of winning the map or winning the game. And right there, he struggled with that concept, which I do all the time. One of my biggest issues on that first point Dorado was indecisiveness, and in the past, I'd say about 2 weeks, I started to really concentrate on working with my main tank to take the high ground control away from them, and I noticed much better results and way easier first points. So that's just my opinion. With colors, he's using colorblind mode. You can change your colors now with colorblind mode to make it good. Good play there. I mean, a little bit. You went a little bit more brawly there, which I guess was okay because they're kind of in retake mode. Good communication here. I'm really happy with that too. This is a Masters Dorado review. Yep. So yeah, the communication was pretty good. I can't complain about that. I am on Source, right? Okay. Pretty good communication. Obviously, it was a bit brawly, but I'm okay with that. At the same time, they just needed to stuff him at the doors, and they did that. So I wouldn't. He's setting up for high ground right now, which is, I guess, okay. He's kind of hiding. Right now, he shouldn't be poking or doing anything, mainly because he's going to get his suit back. You get your suit back naturally. Went to a safe spot to get into suit. I guess that's fine. Has high ground control with the Winston now. Used his flight to get to him and fell off the map. So that obviously is just as simple as having a little bit better flight control. I think if he had a little bit of better flight control, he would have been just a little, I don't know, just would have been better there, obviously.
Nice leave, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything here. If I'm him, I'm just starting to fly away or get off the map. Now, I will say this. What I probably would have done if I was him is fly to the... So what I would have done here, and you'll notice the timings here are pretty... So especially at the GM level or the Masters level, I mean, I don't know about Masters, but you get staggered a lot. Like, they see a baby D.Va, and they're like, well, I'm not going to kill him. So what happens is if you put yourself in a situation where you end back up in your spawn halfway through and you have your ultimate... The decision is, well, if you're at 40% ultimate, you could go back to spawn, switch your suit out, lose 40% ult charge, but have your D.Va suit back. You'll get that ult quickly. What I would have done when I recognized I wasn't going to be able to escape, and I've done this before, is you fly towards the coast, like, so basically back this way, basically, you know where I'm talking about, the coast where he went up the stairs, jump off the map there, and you'll be fine. Now, if you look, you would have, well, what if they didn't stagger him? And they don't, but in my opinion, where he died at, or where his suit D-maxed, if he went to the same spot, he would have jumped off the map and died at the exact same time. I always take I'm always under the impression that they will not stagger me. I'm always under that impression, so I always play to be able to reset myself. That's a good ultimate because we just EMP'd. I like that ultimate, mainly because you were able to get the Winston. I know it wasn't high value 6K like, oh my god, Pog, but you had EMP, they were out of position, which means their bubbles are clear. Good job. Get the health back. And this is this part of the map I was talking about jumping off. See this part of the map right here? This is the part I was talking about. That's I would have preferred if he went that way. It would have been an easier reset for himself, and it would have guaranteed that he was resetting. Right now, I'm obviously going to fall down and get healed. Once again, movement can be a little bit smoother. I'm just trying to like let him know that he can have a little bit smoother movement on that stuff. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect at that point. And is dead right now. So if I was them, I'd start calling for like a soft reset or a soft throw, which is what most people do. I'd go for a soft reset here. I just back out. I would just get out. Just get out. You don't need to be here anymore. You already lost 3 teammates. There's a chance you could get D-Mag. Yeah. Get out. Could have even got on a second sooner right there, in my opinion. I would have preferred that. So. Okay. Just letting you guys know that.
I wanna see if I can get my EMP with your bomb.
Alrighty. Eating the orb. Good job. I would start taking... Dive with the McCree here is okay. I like that, actually. That was really good. That McCree was way too out of position, and there was no tanks in sight to be seen to be able to react quick enough. I go for the Genji. Genji's going to be what if you kill him. Yeah, right. Good beat. At this point, I wouldn't try to over... Yeah.
See if I can get out, hopefully.
He should be able to get out because they weren't there in time, but yeah, that's different. That's a different story. They had way more HP, and I think he can get out if he does it right. Yeah. He's good. No, to the right.
Fucking heal me, please, dear God.
Well, that's not... I mean, that's not really a lack of healing, though, too. Like, as much as I would love to say, like, he had DM there. He could have just right-clicked. Right? Like, you had the DM, you were fine. The Warrior wouldn't have killed you in time. They just right-click, turn around and right-click. And back up into your spawn doors. If you don't right-click, they're going to get a free kill on you. It's a Genji with no fall-off damage, right? The projectile has no fall-off damage, so he's going to kill you if you don't right-click your way out. There was enough DM there. I'm more than positive there was. I'll double-check to make sure I'm not being an idiot. There should have been. And even then, what is he going to kill you with? I just want to make sure. I want to make sure. There should be a DM here. There should be enough DM here to be able to get yourself out of here. Goes to spawn. A little bit low. There's passive heals up there. He has... Yeah, just right-click. Turn around and right-click. You'll survive right now. I promise you.
Fucking...
Shit. No. There wasn't any. You look at the DM. There wasn't any. All you could do is turn around and DM that. You're going to get out of there. You're fine. The Warrior wasn't able to commit to it, so it's going to take basically 2 Genji shots. You're fine. You would have been able to eat that. Yeah. You want to treat your spawn doors.
Please, dear God.
Yep. You look at the delay on it. I'm telling you right now, I'm watching it, and there was just a slight delay. It was just a slight delay. I'm telling you right now, and once again, that just comes with being fluent in what your D.Va movement is. Like I said, I'm not mad at him for being frustrated there. I mean, obviously, you know, this is borderline me kind of like... To be honest with you, this is borderline me being a little bit, I don't want to say anal, but anal about everything that's happening. But I think because what happens is when people do Masters VOD reviews especially, they want to improve at every area they can. So being anal about something a little bit more, like, and being a little bit more like, hey, if you just do this split-second thing here and you kind of realize this type of situation, you can, 1, save yourself from raging at your teammates, and 2, you can basically understand that there was a way to get out of that situation without screwing up. So...
Winston on point. Break ball.
Someone goes, he was under the assumption that she was going to help him. It's rank fun. All right. We have D.Va ult here. Yeah, I would probably cancel out now. There's 2 kills. Unless you see this Winston ultimate, yeah, get out.
I get like the biggest bomb of my life, but it's not worth the...
I would definitely back out at this point.
Next to the left side, they would have been able to get away from it.
What happens when you assume? Ha ha ha. I like it. Going for the orb. Use it. I won't lie to you. I like it. I like it. Obviously, you use a little bit too much DM, but I do that too sometimes too. I'm like, I'm getting that orb. Moria no fade. This should be a free kill on the Moria. He's looking like he's setting up for an outplay.
Nice.
I'll take it. I think it could have been a little bit more. So when you were playing that outplay, you could have been a little bit more, I guess, could have made it a little bit easier on yourself because it was obvious. It was almost like it was obvious. And obviously you did have EMP, but I feel like it could have went a little bit better than it did. And if you, for future reference as you climb, if I run into straight line doing that play, more than likely they know I'm going to D.Va ult and they're going to get out of the way. So you could have just like given it a little bit more.
More on point, no fade.
Yeah, I don't know.
More on point, no fade.
Emongg got toxic since I stopped watching. What?
Okay.
He telegraphed it. How am I more toxic? What did I do? First of all, just because I'm positive doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, yay, yay, that was good. Like, no, I want to help people get better. You gotta be both. You got to point out the positives and the negatives. If you get better at both of what if you get better and point out what people are good at, and you get better at what you're bad at, and you keep improving at what you're good at, you will be a better player. Right now, I would help.
I fucked that up.
Okay. I didn't say it. He said it.
I couldn't. I missed my WQ like 5 times. I'm serious. Like if you saw me flick like twice there, I was trying to press W or a Q, but I fucked it up.
I'm close to you to bomb.
I used it.
I'm not a good loser.
It's my fault. I'm stupid.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
We're just gonna have to.
Ah.
Yeah. Reaper right side.
I kind of get that. I kind of like that pub scrub. I get it now.
Reaper.
I get it now. I like that pub scrub.
Reaper no rate. Let's kill him. Briggs here.
I like the aggression, but obviously the Brigitte was there, and it was really, I don't know. I probably would have done the same exact thing. Obviously, if you know they have a Brigitte, you know they're going to save him there, and you got to kind of back away. But I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the Brigitte myself. I probably would have done the same mistake, and then I would have learned from that one.
He got healed by
I would just back out after
healed
this.
by Brig and
Yeah.
healed by everyone.
Well, I wouldn't back out. Actually, it's over. I would go to the point and really die on the point. Yeah, that was unlucky. That was just an unlucky sequence of events there. Make sure that you. One thing I didn't hear was like people calling last fight and basically saying like, you know, we need to delay here. So hopefully the Winston is able to pop his ultimate. They got 2 kills now. They actually can get this ball rolling a little bit quicker.
Keep touching.
They can get this ball rolling a little bit quicker. Good job going Hammond, by the way. I know that's D.Va has mobility, but Hammond has insane. I've won a few games recently where I've gone Hammond off of D.Va, and we've won the game because I get to the point really fast, and I'm able to cause a ruckus. And once I get that ball rolling, everything goes really well. So, but yeah. Unfortunately, the mistake they made on third point there was they literally just didn't make any. There was no plays happening. They weren't making calls. They weren't doing anything. They were just going through the motions. They were trying to make a lot of individual 1v1s without realizing it. Dorado third point is about keeping as many people as alive as possible when you win your fights. If you lose 3 people, you're gonna lose. So when you make individual plays the whole time, even if you like do that and then you get a kill, but then you die, you're already hurting your like chances in the long run. Third point is more of a long-term point than a short-term point, if that makes any sense. You need to think of the long-term scenarios of what you're doing. So if I'm going to go forward and I kill maybe an Ana, I can understand that. But if I kill the Reaper there and then 65 D-Mech, die, end up in a 5v5, and then like we're down an important off-tank and they're just down a Reaper who can come back or can switch to another mobile hero, I like the idea of not overcommitting that and staying alive as 6. Because like I said, when you play third point Dorado, you have to think long-term, not short-term. In theory, he could have body blocked the Reaper from getting back inside, but once again, you run into this dangerous territory still, where the Brigitte still comes in and gets him. And once again, I don't know when the Brigitte was when they switched to Brigitte, or if they had a Brigitte the whole damn time. Honestly, probably half the time I play this game, I probably zone out and don't even pay attention to the fact they have Brigittes, because every game I'm in now has a one-trick Brigitte who literally climbs 6,000 SR in the amount of time that he was playing Brigitte. So I kind of just get used to the fact that it's a Brigitte. I'm so numb to the fact of being stunned and not being able to deal with them that I kind of just ignore them at this point and hope that there's no. It is the least of my worries, because there's literally Somber Doomfist now who literally hacked me the whole time, and then the Doomfist right-clicks me into the wall, then I get hacked, and then I smile. So like at this point, like I didn't even know they had a Brigitte, so I might have made that exact same mistake because I wasn't paying attention. But I probably would have been hitting tab more and made that, so maybe you just need to hit tab more and make sure you're paying attention to the hero switches, because that's what happened. So.
Was playing a dangerous game?
Playing a dangerous game? Yeah, he's playing Overwatch.
Ryan, take damage. Yo, let's rotate around.
Rotate around. Nice. Yep. So this is a common thing that happens right now. I want to talk about this right now with you guys. One of the biggest things that happens on first point is Ryan Zarya stays up high ground way too long. It used to be a lot easier back in like season 4, where you would just kind of sit up here with your double hit scan. There was nothing you could do. And you could kind of stay up there a little bit longer because you can do shield pressure. Your hit scans get full value. But nowadays, we're like every time there's like a Doomfist, Widow's big on plays. People are going like, with more aggressive Pharahs now because of the Pharah switches. The fact that there's just more BS, the fact that there's now Brigittes that can kind of do burst heals on dives. There's a lot of things that are happening right now in this game that like you need to start to rotate down a little bit earlier, because a lot of the time, unless you're running like your own Brig, which I'm not sure if they're running the Brig right now, eventually they grind you down and get at least 1 or 2 kills. And on first point Dorado, if your team's smart, and let's say that we go in there and we kill 2 people and we lose 3. As long as you're smart in the regroup, you're going to get the cart to about the statue. And once the cart gets to the statue, it's really more about what mistakes will the offense make Otherwise, the attack, because then the defense basically has to play on their back foot, and as long as the attack team plays kind of smart and especially takes map control, you pretty much lose first point. Like, you pretty much lose it. And then when you lose, so it's like, you need to be smart with these rotations. And I think I do this sometimes too. You need to drop a little bit sooner when, not even sooner, you just need to drop at a good time. And they didn't do that. Because of that, they lost somebody. And look what they are. Look what happens when you lose this match. Look at this. So because they were so late, the Reinhardt and Zarya are already positioned against them, right? The cart's right here. You want the cart to be like right here. See my mouse? Sorry, I don't have like the cool Jane stuff. Where I could. Do we have a permanent marker? I can write on I can do it on my monitor. But yeah, like, once they get the map control right here, like, you're in a weird spot. Now, can you win this fight? Yes. And I've won this fight multiple times, but giving them space here is like one of the worst things you can do.
I'm sweet. Run.
First of all, why is this average player trying to give advice about playing? Okay, first of all, I'm trash, not average. The fact that you're going to come in here and try to insult me with average when I'm actually trash is, like, disrespectful to me. Okay? If you're going to come in here, please get it correct. Okay? Disrespectful.
Run one.
I can't see you.
They did get map control, obviously, and they still won the fight. Have done this before. They've went a little bit overextended now, and he's a little bit too far ahead now with no bubbles, which means that they can kill him here if they don't protect him enough. Thankfully, he was able to get out in general. But, like I said, just try to drop a little bit earlier, get that control. Good job by the big slam. I didn't hear a big slam here, so I'm a little bit disappointed. Unfortunately, one of the biggest things I need to hear in that situation is big slam, and they might lose this fight because of that. Lucky.
Fuck, dude. I don't know what our Ryan was looking at.
I am still in the fight.
And then we have no comms whenever I'm not there, which sucks ass.
I agree with this part, by the way. I talk about this sometimes too with my channel. One of the difficult things when you have good communication is when you aren't there to pick up the comms, it can get really weird. Whenever you have a teammate on your team that is communicating well and keeping things going, make sure that if you want to be a good teammate at that point, be ready to kind of pick up comms when he's down. Because it happens to me sometimes too, where, like, I will be calming the whole time. I'll be calling plays, we'll be winning the fights, and then I die, and then it's just like, heal me. The heck, Anna. That's it. And it happens until I get back. That's all I hear. That's literally nothing. So I definitely can agree with that a little bit. I hate that a little bit myself. But so now, there we go. Somebody called. Come back now. Pay attention to what ultimates they have and what ultimates you have. He's 20 from Grav, so if he gets energy here, he might be able to win the fight. But they do have a... This is a weird one. This is a weird one.
Nice.
They did pop Zen all...
We're down Soldier as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't grab this. I wouldn't grab this. And the only reason I wouldn't grab this is because I don't have a Reinhardt that's able to back up my Grav. Yeah, so when you lost your Rein there, if I had a Rein with me, I would have grabbed that. When I had a Reinhardt, there,
Alright, we're here.
I would have grabbed that.
Grab point. Run low.
Good play, good nano. And the Rein was back. We had a nano and a Rein back, baby. Let's go. Our Rein died instantly. Now we're in a brawl.
She needs to die. Zen right side. Low.
Eh?
No.
Nice. Good communication. I like the communication. The problem we're going to run into right now is that they might get numbers quickly, but so far I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to shit my pants now. I'll be shit my pants. All right, you're good. You're good.
Zarya's probably going to have grab here. Choose the back left.
Okay. This is weird. You know, he's in a difficult spot here because like it's very brawly, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like right now, like what he's doing is good. He's communicated. He's getting nano boosted. Ooh, good bubble. Ooh, let's go.
Help Brian. Sorry. One. Okay, we won.
Let's go.
Let's go. Fuck, dude. God, that was big brain as shit. Did you see how many times I came in clutch with those bubbles?
Emongg D.
I grab.
His callouts are so goddamn annoying. You can have effective callouts and be calm. I'm gonna be honest with you here, because I want to teach you something a little bit about communication in general. Just because somebody is aggressive with their calls and really passionate, believe it or not, feeding off the energy of your teammates is one of the most underrated things I've ever seen. If I'm just like, get on the Reinhardt, just get him, he's gonna be low. Get on the Zarya, he's low. McCree. Yeah. Woo. Yay. Feeding off people's energy is one of the biggest things you have. There's a reason why on most successful teams you have these people on their team where you have quiet players and you have players who literally you wish would shut the fuck up. Straight up. Like, you wish you had players that would, like, feeding off energy from your teammates is one of the biggest thing you have. So yeah, could he kind of calm down a little bit, do that? Yeah, but no. I would take somebody like this in my team every single day of the week when it comes to communication because I can feed off of that energy. You bet your damn ass if there's nobody else like that in there. You wanna know why I love playing in my games with XQC is because him and I are just like this. And there's no way in hell you ain't feeding off that energy. You are gonna follow the calls, you're gonna commit to what we're doing, and win or lose, you're getting the best 100% gameplay you're gonna get out of your teammates. I hate the idea that you want people to just go, yeah. You don't need to be the guy that does that, but having somebody in your team who communicates and is passionate, feeding off that energy is freaking huge, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. There's a reason why, you know, people have hype men. Gotta live off of it, dude. Let's keep it up. Because he has graph here now, so he will try to go for the graph here.
Nice. Run low.
I would. Big slam. He didn't say big slam though.
Ryan. Get you half. Ryan, half. Fuck. Ryan, backline one. Fuck.
D.
Damn it, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, bud. I think you win that fight if he's about, why don't you start the season playing with XQC? I'll talk about the XQC thing in a second and why we don't play, because it's what, I'll tell you in a second. Because XQC and I love playing with each other, XQC and I love playing Overwatch with each other when we're in games, but I'll explain to you why in a second. I'll explain to you why he doesn't want to actually go down that route. So anyway, in general, if he was patient by about 2 seconds there, he would have been able to actually get the grab off after the Zen ult. So basically, if you wait about 2 seconds into a Zen ult, maybe 3 seconds if you want to be safe, when you grab, they'll be in the Zen ult. The Zen ult will be over and they'll be in the grab, and you win that fight. But because he grabbed them, like, as the Zen ult was happening, because of that little panic, they didn't get any follow-up with that, and then the Genji was able to get an effective blade. Instead, what could have happened is if they basically grabbed about 2 to 3 seconds into the Zen ult, they would have killed people in the Zen ult, and then the blade would have been way more like, the Rhine would have died on their team, they would have probably lost everybody but the Genji, and then they would have won the fight. So, in my opinion, I would have done that. I think it was just a patience thing there. So when it came to that, like, that little play there, it was like you were feeling it, but you just need to be a little bit more patient, in my opinion. Just a little bit more patient.
Alright, we gotta fight harder this time. We gotta win.
No, you gotta switch heroes. right now.
They have Hammer now instead of Zarya.
Like back now. I do not like Zarya in second point. I will literally switch off of Grav sometimes because I hate Zarya second point, because what happens is that you literally take these weird angled battles, and no matter what, even if you win the first fight and they switch to a dive comp, you literally add like a disadvantage. I absolutely hate that. I would have switched already. We'll see what happens though. Maybe he'll get a clutch Grav or something like that, but I would have switched. I would have absolutely switched. Because you have to take weird fights. I can't explain it. Like, I just don't like Zarya here. I would have literally went D.Va.
Trace the right side, to the right side. Trace him backline, trace him backline, trace him backline. No. No recall, no recall, no recall. Go, Ryan, go. Right half, purple, right half, purple. Run one. Trace on me. Yeah.
If the other team goes dive here, they're going to win second point.
Okay, cool. Fucking Christ, this is hard.
Winston now.
Come on,
Yeah,
Nathan.
Winston D.Va, Genji Tracer. Tracer swap to Widow. Tracer swap to Widow.
What's going to happen now, I'm going to call it like this. Winston D.Va are going to either take high ground control above him here now, and they're going to take out the soldier. Or, in that space, that's what's going to happen. The soldier might fall off and survive, but they're going to have high ground control above them, and then he's going to be sitting here looking around, spinning in circles, trying to make plays. Whether or not this happens, maybe not, but I'm trusting you right now. Like, that's what's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, whatever. I can cut the VOD.
I'm gonna go Tracer here.
On top of the arch.
The Widow kills the soldier.
Yeah, they're all up top. Widow main. Widow not a main. No nade. Help. Main, come out, dude. You can't.
Nah. There's nothing you can do about that, dude. You're screwed.
Just chilling, doing nothing.
Because you have dive comp.
Focused. God, he has to get that pin. Nice, good job.
Winnable,
Go back to point. Go back to
Yeah,
point.
shields are
Go back
good.
to point.
I agree with you a little bit on the reload, and I want to see him do a little bit more right clicks. I feel like he relies too much on the left clicks, and he can do a little better with right clicks. I agree with that.
D.Va half. Focus D.Va.
You see Widow all around.
I killed her already.
Okay, nice.
They're gonna get cocky right now. They have an advantage, but what's gonna happen is that they're gonna be able to come back with what they have left. They're gonna get a weird grab right now. It's gonna be like probably 1 or 2 man, or it's gonna get deflected, and they're gonna lose the fight because they're a little bit cocky with what they have now. I think some of that's gonna happen. They might have Zenalt too.
Help me.
You grabbed him.
A 1-man grab.
I did not want our Ana to die there.
2-1 in the dive.
Winston low. Winston one can die. Trace the right side behind. Winston low. Winston one. No. Winston one. Fucking kill him. Yo, we need to switch to like Reaper or some shit.
No.
We need to switch to Reaper or some shit. We cannot be running Widow when they're running this part of a dive. Like we need something to peel for backline. Our Ana keeps getting dove constantly.
I
Brigida.
literally said that they're playing Tracer Genji, dude. Just run a break. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Just run a break.
All right, listen. You go Brigida against dive comp. You keep the Widow because Widow second point Dorado is super strong. One of the strongest things you can have is a second point Widow because it's so hard to actually get a dive onto the Widow. You should never get upset in the game when you literally when they win purely off of overtimes. What you should do is get set up for third point. I hate the idea that people think that because one hero, like you don't need a Reaper to peel for your backline. Because what's going to happen is they're going to be able to take map control from you, and the Reaper will do nothing. The Widow's fine, because second point Widow is really strong on Dorado. What you need is a Brigida. I can tell you right now, if they have a Genji Tracer, go Brigida. Right now, the answer to that stuff is go Brigida. You want your end to survive? Go Brigida. You have a Widow, your Widow stays effective. If they go for your Widow, your Brigida can then use a heal onto the Widow. If they dive him, if they dive your Ana, you can then literally just give the same armor to your Ana. They can use nade to counter them, right? The problem is that so many people sit here and they get upset about little plays like this. You don't need a Reaper. Just get a Brigida. And this would have been solved instantly if they went dive comp to begin with, but when you sit on ultimates on an inferior comp on second point, what ends up happening is a team that switches to Winston D.Va wins the fight, and then you get snowballed in the third point because you're too busy worrying about the fact that your comp wasn't good, and you're trying to blame others for that. But if you just sit there and realize that if you have a Winston D.Va on second point, you can do a way better job than having Ryan Zarya. The Widow's fine. The Widow is not an issue there. Literally have a Widow. Don't go Reaper. Get Brigida. Sit there. Play defensive on the back line. No matter what they do is the wrong play because the Widow will have free reign, or the Ana will have protection from them, and you can pretty much counterpeel them. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. So I absolutely despise second point Dorado because of how effective Widow can be, and the fact that literally you can just sit there and play this like super defensive comp on it. I don't like it. But I'll tell you right now, when you go Ryan Zarya, yeah, you might snowball the victory sometimes and be like, yeah, I get victories on Ryan Zarya, but when you have long fights and you have fights in general that like Winston D.va.
Can we get someone to switch a break? Thank you. They have a minute. What's the top
Widow
left?
on third?
Top left.
Suspect. Mainly because there's not many sight lines. So there is a spot on Widow where you can go, which is back this way towards the third point out of spawn. If you go to the right and you sit on the angle, you can kind of play this little angle where you can kind of keep peeking them over and over again and be safe. So Widow's okay on third, but I wouldn't recommend it. But once again, it's all in the player. If you have a strong Widow, it's a strong Widow. You can play back sight lines. Now, Ryan Zarya isn't bad here, and they do have a Brigitte now, so in theory, their comp is okay. It's going to really depend on what the Winston D.va do with map control here. If they get a good Nano Blade off. If they get a good Nano Blade off, they might win, but it looks like they just kind of panicked a little bit. They ended up going Winston Zarya instead of... Yeah, so they just screwed themselves over.
I can't believe we lost this, dude.
I can.
I actually can't believe we somehow lost that.
I can believe it. You're literally running the comp that isn't
I
good.
can't carry it all. I can't carry it.
Well, no, that does not... Carry what? Get out of that mindset. It's not about a carry. It's about a teamwork effort thing. There's a reason why I always get people to go Winston D.va on second and first point. And I'm not trying to be difficult and hard, but I want people to get better and understand that you can get better. And you know what? I'm sure that, like, there's going to be times where, yeah, you feel like you're carrying, but it's a team game, man. Like, you cannot expect to win off of Ryan Zarya. Right there, this is one of the problems that we run into. This is the problems that, like, once again, this is problems that we run into all the time in general when it comes to ranked. It's like there's so much finger pointing at like a certain like there's so much like I guess misinformation or the idea that like, how do I say this? Like, I'm carrying, I don't understand why we didn't win that. But when you run a Ryan Zarya on second point Dorado, already the only thing that you're hurting yourself. Like, you're not actually giving yourself the best chance to win because the comp is hard if the other team runs Winston D.va. Now, let's talk about this. You go Emongg. Well, what if they run Ryan Zarya and, like, a normal comp? That's fine, actually. I don't mind if you play Ryan Zarya versus Ryan Zarya there. But what ends up happening is that both teams just do this weird thing. The attack team gets beat 3 times in a row, and then somebody finally goes Winston D.va. Then they go Winston D.va, they win the fight, and then they win that snowball. So, like, in general, I just really wish that people get in the mindset that, like, if you understand certain hero swaps on maps and why they're strong, or why people run dive. You know, the reason why pros run dive on second point Dorado, even if they run a Ryan Zarya on first point, is because literally there hasn't been a strategy they've been able to find that works where Ryan Zarya is super effective. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There has been probably 25% of my Dorado games where I end up on Zarya all the way through second point, and you go, Emongg, you're an idiot. No, we just snowball. And that's one of the biggest things, too. I want to talk about this very quickly at the end of this. And let's talk about some... here, how about this? And then Britt will be good to go, okay? Positives and negatives. I think you have good aim. I think you have good ideas. I think you have good passion. I like when you're passionate. But if you're going to be passionate the whole damn time. Because if you start to be the person that literally front runners it, I'll talk about the XQC thing too. If you play like with the front runner mentality and you have that passion at the beginning and then that tapers off as you're losing, like what the hell? When I say good aim, trust me on this one, like it was decent enough to the point where he was able to get things done. Listen, because we watch 4,600 DPS players or 4,600 Zaryas doesn't mean that like I expect that person at Masters to have the exact same aim. You can still climb and get past Masters if you make good decisions and play with that type of passion, right? So, like, in general, like, keep that gear going the whole damn time. Like, keep it going the whole damn time. Don't get upset if you lose a fight. Like, just keep it going. Keep it. I hate that. But I also love it, too, because I love the passion. On top of that, like I said, I need you to start like worrying more about what you're going to do when you get to certain parts of the map. If they go dive there and you recognize that, you probably need to start concentrating on going D.va after that. Like like I said, you did a good job with like some of the stuff there. But if you want to be like a leader or you want to be passionate like that, just keep it going the whole time. I would love to see that. Right clicks, I would like to see a little bit more of those. I saw some opportunities where you could have put some right clicks into it, and I think that would have been really awesome. I think the right clicking on Zarya would have been a little bit better. I think you had opportunities to build your grabs a little bit quicker because of that. I think sometimes you, like I said, be a little bit more patient on that Zen ult. Whenever you see a Zen ult, I would wait a little bit on the grab because more than likely they're going to use the Zen ult anyway to survive. And as long as they don't have somebody that can eat your ultimate at the time or they use a cooldown, you can grab right after. You get the kills and you probably full hold this map if you just wait a little bit longer on that. That's a carry right there. That's a carry right there if you do that. You know what I'm saying? Overall, sorry for being hard on you, but like I said, at this level, if you want to climb and get better, I want to be a little bit harder on you than I will be at like a lower level because at the lower levels, it's a lot different. It's about build. It's about build. It's like doing a puzzle, right? Like your puzzle's like 75% complete. Let's get that last 25% done. Let's go find the puzzle pieces under the couch. When I'm looking at like a silver VOD or a gold VOD or a plat VOD or even a diamond VOD, we're still getting the puzzle pieces figured out, right? We're still like putting the sides away and doing all that stuff. So I want to be a little bit harder on you because I feel like if you can learn from this and you can learn that if you keep your like things going, you'll be fine.